Hey team, how are we all doing? So we're now into February, but I just wanted to do a review of January's challenge. We've had 31 days of videos, 31 days of homework, and I hope you've really enjoyed it and found it useful. And you kind of now understand that health isn't just a quick fix; it's a long-term plan, but it's quite easy to do once you've got that structure in place. So, what if you think of your health as being like a house? So you're you're putting the building blocks in, you're putting the cement at the bottom and your foundations in before you start going and putting the windows in because it'll all fall down on it. You're not going to put the roof on until we fixed everything below it. And that's kind of like your health as well. So I hope you found it useful and you're kind of thinking like that now. So what have we talked about? We've talked about so much. So we've worked out that you can't just generalize the word health and say, oh yeah, I'm going to be healthy next month. It doesn't happen like that. You have to break it into smaller chunks and first of all work out what you want to fix. Do you want to fix like a health issue like blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, something like that? Is it something else like it out of breath or something like you're always tired and feeling lethargic? Is it you just want to look good on the beach? Is it something else that's more like important to you, that you think, well, that one thing is the most important thing that I want to improve in my health. I don't care about what I look like on the beach. I want to fix this one thing. And it's the same for everybody. Like for me, it was bringing my cholesterol levels down, my blood pressure down, whereas everything else was fine. But if I needed a plan for that, I wouldn't just like think, oh, I just need to go to gym more, because that's not going to help. Those, you've got to really be specific of what you want to do and fix. And hopefully we've talked about that quite a lot, and now you know what you need to do. So health, in order to improve it, it's not just going on a diet and eating lettuce and dust and drinking water. That ain't going to happen, is it? There's three essential things. You've got nutrition, i.e. the food you put in your body; exercise, what the calories you expend; and most importantly as well, sleep, because it's when you're asleep, the body's kind of fixing itself and regenerating. And if you don't get proper sleep, then your body's not going to be able to do that. And you can't, if you have bad night's sleep, you're going to be tired the next day. Then you're going to make bad decisions because you're hungry, tired, you're aggy, you're not feeling great. And then you make bad choices like, oh, I need like loads of coffee and sweets and chocolate and pastries and donuts just to keep me going, because it's, you need that. You're after that sugary fix, aren't you, to give you energy? Whereas energy, comes from inside. And we've talked about energy as well. So energy is not a quick fix. You can't just put a packet of batteries inside you to give you energy. Um, and a lot of the time, the things that we do the day before affect our energy level. So what I did today, I had quite a lot of energy today, even though I was sitting on train a lot of yesterday. But because of what I ate, how I slept, and things like that affected things today. And I have to admit, last night I did not sleep well again due to the cat noises in the night. Although I was a bit bunged up, as you can hear, and all these sort of things. So when I did train today in the gym, I really did feel it. So ideally I shouldn't have trained so hard today, but because of my sleep. But hopefully I get a better night's sleep today. But sleep is so important, as well as your nutrition and exercise. So people think that in order to lose a pound of weight, you've got to just eat dust, and it doesn't work like that. We've also worked out your calories. So how many calories do you need to burn in order to lose a pound of fat? We talked about that. Even understanding how many calories your body needs a day. If you're an Olympic champion, you need a lot more calories than someone who sits in the office all day, not even moving. I think about a person in their 80s, they're probably not going to need as many calories as someone in their 20s who's very active. So you can't really put a calorie amount on each person. You've got to work it out specifically depending on how active you are, what you do every day, all these sort of things, your height, your weight, your body size, all these sort of things, whether male, female. So we talked about lots of other things. So a lot of things that go wrong in our health are to do with bad decision and bad choices. So often when people overeat, and they're going to blame somebody else for it, like they blame their boss, their partner, their kids, anything else. They don't blame themselves, do they? But overeating is basically poor decision making. So it's like a short-term gratification rather than over long-term health. So if you think about it, if you have a bad day today, you're more likely to hit the wine tonight or eat a takeaway or get a pizza out rather than eating something more sensible. And you're kind of like, well, if I get a pizza from Domino's, I can eat it really, really, really quickly, get it delivered, and yeah, there we go. And then you'll probably sit in front of the telly all night. Whereas actually, if you'd have actually made the meal yourself, one, you're not going to have so much horrible fat, sugars, salt, all the nasty chemicals they put in the pizza and things. You won't do, if you do it healthily, you know what's been put into it. And actually, that time that you're taking to actually make the food and meal, you're not sitting in front of the telly, not burning anything, just sitting there like a lettuce. You're actually moving around, you're doing things, and you're making yourself happier. So think about that. Whatever I'm eating, is it a poor decision because I've had a bad day? And blame is a very important one. You should never blame anyone else for what you put in your mouth. At the end of the day, you're responsible for what you put in your mouth. Yeah, so think about that. I hear every blame possible, every excuse possible. I used to do it myself. I still do it sometimes. I blame somebody else for what I ate. And it is difficult, but at the end of the day, you're the one who puts stuff in your mouth. You're the one who eats the pizza. You're the one who eats the cakes and the biscuits. No one's forcing you to do it. Yeah, they're not holding a gun to your head and saying you've got to eat this pizza, are they? So just think about that. And you think, well, actually, I could eat a really healthy meal today, and I could eat fruit instead of the cakes and crisps. And to be honest, if you want to do that, it's up to you. I would just say it's a better decision to eat a banana or an apple or something like that than it is to eat a packet of crisps or chips or biscuits. Think about it. And what you gain from those biscuits might feel nice for 1 minute, but is your body going to thank you for it? No. Whereas if you have an apple, even if you don't particularly like apples, an apple might take a minute or two to eat. What's 2 minutes out of your day? Nothing. We also talked about setting up a healthy environment for where you work, live, or reside. So by having a really healthy environment around you, you're far more likely to succeed. So if you're sitting at your desk and all you can see is cakes and your coffee and snacks and crisps and things like that on your desk, you're more likely to eat unhealthily than if you see a nice apple or shiny apples or bananas or lovely blueberries. You're more likely to eat healthier, aren't you? And if you're at home and you've got a naughty cupboard full of all those bad things, and you keep walking past it in the kitchen, what are you going to do? You're going to eat those, aren't you? You're not going to go into the fridge and get your fruit out. And this goes as well for planning and being prepared. So if you just join a gym and you get home from work and you're like, oh no, where's my shoes? Where's my kit? Where's this? Where's my music? All these sort of things. If you plan for it the night before, everything's ready at the bottom of the stairs. You can like come in, get ready in 5 minutes, boom, it's done. No excuses then. You can't say, oh, I couldn't find my headphones, I couldn't find my trainers. It's all there ready for you. So to have a think about that, what is your environment like? Is your fridge full of horrible stuff that's really bad for you? It might be tasty, but it's very, very bad for you. Or have you got nice fresh fruit and vegetables and fish and things like that in your fridge? And people you surround yourself with as well. If you're the sort of person who goes out every Friday night with your mates and you drink 10 pints of beer and then have a kebab and other nasty things on the way home, that's not really going to help your health in the long term, is it? I'm not saying get rid of all your friends, but just think about it a bit more carefully. If you have to travel a lot, be more prepared. If you're going on a plane or a train or a long car journey, plan ahead so you don't have to rely on bad stuff you buy from the garage or the petrol station. So it's always about plan. We also talked about planning your healthy things into your week. So you put it in your calendar and no one else is allowed to touch it. So you're saying on Tuesday night, I'm going to do Pilates. Thursday night, I'm going to go for a swim. Saturday morning, I'm going for a walk with a friend. Put that in your calendar as if it was a meeting and no one's allowed to touch it, yeah? And if anyone does, so your partner or your kids say, oh, why are you doing that? Can't you do this for me? Go, would you rather me live longer, be healthy, or do you want me to just pop my clogs and be miserable my whole life and be ill? And I bet that will then change their mind. It's also talked about blame, which is so important. And often it's what goes on your head. If you convince yourself that you're going to be healthy, you're less likely to blame something else. You can blame me for anything if you want. At the end of the day, I'm not putting a gun to your head. I'm saying, if you're healthy, you'll live longer and live healthier and better, etc. It's up to you. The end of the day, I'm going to help you as much as I can, but at the end of the day, you're the one that puts stuff in your mouth or goes to do exercise and all that sort of thing. We visualized as well about how our future life would be and our future health. And you're like, wow, okay, I want to be really healthy. I want to jump out of bed in the morning full of energy. I want to look good. I want to have good structure in my bones and my muscles and my body. I want to look lean. I want to have nice skin. I don't want to be out of breath anymore. If you want to do that sort of thing, just visualize it and then just think every morning, how, if I want to be like that, how am I going to get there today? Not by eating pizzas, but by doing a bit of walking, going for a swim, eating healthily, creating your own meal. So you're not buying something from the supermarket or the takeaway shop that's full of junk, basically. We also looked at triggers. So what triggers set you off? So most common ones are bad day at work, your boss upsets you, your partner upsets you, the traffic's bad, your train's cancelled, something goes wrong, you're watching the news and everything's gone wrong in the news, people are doing all sorts of crazy things. All these things trigger bad things, and these triggers cause us to do things. It could just be because you walk past Starbucks every day, you automatically go in there to get a coffee, and then while you're there you have a pastry as well. Because if you don't walk past Starbucks, that's not going to happen, is it? Just easy things like that. Certain triggers, yeah. Like sometimes in the morning I wake up, oh, I'm so tired, I need to have a coffee. Coffee's not going to help me wake up. So what do we talk about? Yeah, eat for nourishment, not for emotion. So a lot of our food comes from emotional eating. Like say if you had a bad day, you're less likely to eat healthily. What else have we talked about? Yeah, think of health as investing in your future. And I heard this a lot from doctors and healthcare people, where they say people that say 60, 70 will really struggle to get healthy. Whereas if they plan it earlier in their life, it's much easier. It's probably 10 times harder to get healthier in another 20 years when all your body's like overweight, your bones are weak, your muscles are weak, you've got poor, like you're out of breath all the time, your skin's not very good, all these kind of things. You think, wow, flexibility, especially for older people. If you don't do it now, you're not likely to be able to fix it when you're 70 or 80, are you? No. So what you do now is saving you 10 times the work in another 10, 20 years. And just small changes you can do today, your future self will thank you. And I guarantee you, put it in an envelope, write a letter to yourself now, seal it up and put it somewhere. And then in 10 years' time, open it and see how your life went. And if you open it and say, I, such and such, promise to you, my future self, that in 10 years' time, your health will be much better, and open it and you go, oh, actually, I did do that. Or the other way, if you don't do anything about it, in 10 years' time, when you open it and you've got all these health problems and you're like, oh, I wish I'd listened to that Chris bloke 10 years ago. I wish I'd not blamed everything for my health. Yeah. So what we're doing in the future, okay, you've got loads of options. Try it on your own. It might work. You tend to find 95% of the time when people go on diets or health kicks, it fails. Those that use other people, they use support, they have a structure, they gain the knowledge, they get, all this support from everyone around them, they're far more likely to do it. The fact that you've done this challenge, it says something. All the other people that just didn't turn up, didn't bother to do it, people that gave up on their diet in dry January. So how can you work with others? Obviously, you can work with me. I'm happy to help anybody. You can work with friends and family for support. You could work with another health coach. You could work with personal trainer at the gym. You could work with a nutritionist. All these sort of things. And you can, there's so many different things depending on how you want to get healthy and fit. But just aim for one thing at a time. Yeah. But work with somebody. Yeah. I'm happy to advise you. Like, you don't have to work with me. I can find someone else for you. But just work with somebody or a group, because you're more likely to do it than if you do it on your own. Trust me. Been there, got the t-shirt. I see it so many times. Anyway, well done on doing the challenge. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Send me any comments and feedback and success stories. Those that win the prizes, I'll be in contact with you in the next week to have a catch up and work out how to do your next goals. Everyone else, think we're in February now. How can I now gain even more health benefits and make myself even stronger and fitter, more healthy? Because at the end of the day, what's 1 month, 2 months out of your life? If you build it up each month, you'll be amazed. It is easy to do. I used to be so unfit, overweight, unhealthy, out of breath, tired, lethargic in 2016, and it didn't take that long to fix all these issues. But then it's just maintaining it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll speak to you soon, and take care.